Backyard Lumberjack here, and today we have 3 separate sets of throwing knives, and then we have 3 separate hunting knives. Which ones would I rather carry? Which ones do I prefer to throw? And which ones would I recommend? Just so we know, I got all these knives on Amazon. So all these are an affordable price, and you can do this too. First up, we have a JXC JXO throwing knife. JXC JXO, we're gonna go no spin first. A little bit high for my preference. But you see, this thing flies just fine and it sticks in really hard wood. So this has a nice point, it has a nice flight trajectory, and I really enjoy throwing these JXC JXOs. You see, got some nice sticks here. I wouldn't want these thrown at me at all, ever, ever. Don't throw this at me. I might pull out something that you might not recover from, you feel me? Oh, that was solid. That was solid. That thing flew straight and that's going through clothing. Oh no, that's problematic. That's a problem right there on your body. All right, we're gonna go JXC JXO. Last one, no spin. Oh. I feel like I got a little bit of a wobble, and I want to do that one again. But man, that's problematic. If it's going through wood and sticking in wood like that, I don't think you and your soft clothing, you and your soft skin wants to deal with something like this. Again, no spin, JXC JXO. Oh, was that solid? That was, it's stuck in between 2 pieces of wood. It's in there, but it's not just pulling out. But I want to get more of a solid stick because I'm, more of a perfectionist. I want to make sure we get this thing nice and understood that this is not the one to play with. Oh, a little bit low. Goodness. Yeah, not to play with. All these are solid, super solid. Because I don't want to throw my knives into each other, I'm going to take these out of here. And man, you can see taking them out was rocking my target right there. So you know those are stuck in there very good, very well. And man, if it's legal to carry these in your state, I might go with these. But in the state that I live in, which is New Jersey, yeah, it's illegal to carry knives like this because of the length, because these are double-sided. And they're not double-sided on the blade, but they look like daggers, and daggers are illegal in my state. So these are just all around illegal to carry. So they're just not practical for me to carry, but in your state, you may be able to carry it, or in your country. So now we're gonna compare that against the F&Grow 131. Next up, we have the F&Grow 131. It's full tang, but I protect the handle with electrical tape because I don't want that getting destroyed or messed up. For me, carrying these hunting knives, I put a lot of stock in the sheath because I carry it on the hip, I carry it on my belt, and I want to make sure I have a good sheath. So I like turn it upside down, shake it, and if the knife doesn't fall out, it seems like a pretty good sheath. This is a Kydex sheath, and I'm gonna attach it to the belt. You know, you can go inside carry, outside carry, that's your preference. But it's locked in, and I'm gonna see, is this good from carrying off the hip to throwing it from the hip? Right now, just for throwing purposes, I like my knife nice and loose. So if I can keep it to where it's not clicked in, that's ideal, especially for a quick draw. So let's see, face in a different direction, pull it out and throw. Solid. This is the F&Grow 131. This is actually my favorite throwing knife for a long time. Let's talk about it. Let's pretend like I'm walking through the woods and then I hear something on the side of me or behind me. That sound is going to have to answer to God before they have to answer for why they were creeping up on me. You feel me? Damn! Shh. Sounds like somebody's stalking me. Not anymore. It sounds like somebody's stalking me. Not anymore. The single side blades also do well, half spin. Not bad. This is my grip right here. Not bad. I excel at no spin versus half spin and rotational spin because I've been putting in the most practice with no spin. So we're gonna stick to all no spin today, but I'm still on the F and Grow 131. That thing flies straight. Come on now. Off the turnaround. Let's see, off the turnaround, further away. It's like, get off my ass, bro. Stop following me, man. Get off my behind. You better off playing in traffic than playing with me. Off the turnaround. Get off my ass, bro. You feel me? Find something safe to play with. Cause I ain't it. A good knife to the solar plexus. Something unforgivable to the Adubla Oblongata. God damn, it's over. You feel me? Scramble your thoughts real fast. I think we've over-established that the F and Grow 131 is solid and nothing to play with. If I have to put the JXE JXO versus the F and Grow 131, I'm going to take the F and Grow 131. Which one is sharper? Which one has more penetration? Probably the JXE JXO. You can't chop with the JXE JXO. You're not going to whittle with the JXE JXO. The F and Grow 131 is a thrower, plus you can whittle, plus you can chop and do a lot of other things. So the F and Grow 131 is way more versatile. So you should probably get better at throwing something with a handle. Next up, we're going to do a Weissing throwing knife. And I kind of like this one because it has a flat spine. I'm a big fan of the flat spine throwing knives, and this one's pretty hefty. Let's see. Solid. I really like this one. You know, the JXE JXO was good. It's cool, but I love my flat spine throwing knife so that my trajectory is unimpeded by any like grooves or divots or anything like that. And we're doing all no spin, flat back Weissing, and it takes a little bit of time to learn the technique, but once you learn it, this is amazing. With the no spin technique, I could walk up next to my target and hit it right there, just like that. Good day, mate. And take something down, you know, up close and personal. Hello, Deborah. You feel me? And take something down real quick, like unsuspecting. If I want to go a little further, walk back, I'm not measuring distance. You know, take a few more steps back. I'm not measuring distance, like I said. Nail something down. Once you start learning that no spin technique, you kind of nail it wherever you feel like nailing it from. You feel me? Dead center. Nailed it. You feel me? Oh, yeah, and it's stuck in there. Operating under adrenaline. Blue 42! Blue 42! They're coming! Blue 42! Said, hi. And still nail something down. I be gassing myself up just to get my adrenaline going for the camera, but I gotta calm down, relax. But I nailed that motherfucker. I nailed him, you feel me? I nailed it. Calm down. But I nailed it, you feel me? Under pressure, not under pressure. That's a missile. Next up, GTK 35. This thing is a Baki knife, I'm telling you. Let's test out the sheath here. This one's a little bit different, slightly different, but I can work it. Kydex sheath, that thing locks in, does not pull out, does not just pull out. It's a good sheath. So, doesn't just pull out, yeah, it's a good sheath. All right, so Unclicking it, GTK 35, no spin. Solid, super solid. I'm big on throwing no spin. And if we get close, these little ridges right here, when I throw, I like to throw and it kind of like releases off these little splines. And these little splines kind of rough up my fingers and they kind of mess up the trajectory of the throw. So this is not my personal preference. I like a smooth, flat back. This is not my preference. It throws, it sticks. I really like this knife, but if they can just change those ridges on the back, because I don't think they serve a real purpose. You're not like chopping something, you're not sawing something with these ridges. You know, they're not rigid enough. We can definitely chop something down with it. And that thing flies like a bird. Next up, Weissing with the bulbous end. And we doing all no spin. Nailed it. All right, about center. Wouldn't want to get hit with that. Throwing a knife that has more curves and different shapes and stuff is more about understanding the knife and getting used to that knife versus timing and skill at throwing knives. It's more like that phrase, like, don't fear the man that knows 1,000 moves, fear the man that has practiced one move 1,000 times. It's sort of like that, you know? So fear me or don't and get what you came for. You feel me? Last knife we doing, Effen-Gro 151. This thing is a beauty and this thing flies. I am a big fan of throwing knives, but I love my hunting knives more. And we need to start creating some separation because the hunting knives are way more versatile. But if I want to whittle or chop some wood, that throwing knife is not getting it done. You feel me? If I want to chop something down, that throwing knife is not getting it done. And like I said, this bitch do whatever I want her to do. God damn, boy! You feel me? This bitch fly like some special forces type shit. You feel me? God damn, over. Right through the... You feel me? I feel like a goddamn Navy SEAL when I be throwing this knife. You feel me? Delta team. Man, get that man a medal. God damn, boy. God, goodness, man, look at that shit. Overall, throwing knives are cool. They serve their purpose. They're good at what they do. But a hunting knife, if you can get adept at all its functions between whittling, chopping, and being able to throw the knife with the handle, you are at a better position to wield a knife. And I think a hunting knife is the better option for you over a throwing knife. Plus, if you have legal requirements in your state, you can have a hunting knife that's within your legal requirements, and a throwing knife may never fit in your legal requirements. So overall, I suggest that you get more adept at throwing hunting knives with the handle over throwing knives. It's Backyard Lumberjack here. I'll see you on the next one. Let me know your thoughts. If you haven't already, subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you on the next one.